to Tyranny of Dragons, episode something, where we are in Baldur's Gate currently. Our adventurers are looking to be hired upon a caravan that will be leaving in the next few days from Baldur's Gate headed north. Viren made quite the impression on one of a potential employer last time, and we'll see what the other adventurers can do tonight. See if we can have some similarly effective interactions. I believe you guys are still at the King's Pub. I don't know if you guys ever left. I know you asked about another inn. Did you guys ever leave? I believe we just finished after Viren's.
Yeah, I think we made such a bad impression here that we decided to move on since there was no other merchants to sweet talk here.
Alright, awesome. And
Didn't we ask about a more shady inn last time?
You did.
Yeah. I think we were considering going to that.
Yes.
I don't. Does that sound about right, guys? Is that?
Yeah, that definitely sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right. I definitely remember that. I was just trying to recall the name of the pub.
Yeah, I got it actually here. The Cracked Flask.
Perfect.
And Rand, a dwarf barkeep.
Awesome.
Also, Wench's Lodge. Is that something?
The Winchester Lodge? No.
Wenches. Like the wench.
Here.
I have that down, but it's just like scrawled with a question mark, so I don't really know what that means. My notes aren't fantastic.
Perfect.
Cracked flask? Wenches? Question mark?
Yeah.
Cracked flask. Winches?
The winch one was the other option we had instead of going here.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you will find no end to the amount of pubs and inns in Baldur's Gate. It is a very busy city. Alright, so would you guys like to head to the Cracked Flask? I think that's
Sure.
Alright, that or the Wench's Pub. Either one, they both sound pretty shady to me, but, you know. Alright, so you guys take your leave of the King's Pub and head down to the Cracked Flask. You find it adjacent to a cheap brothel near the Crown Theater. As you walk in, you see a dwarf bartender who is currently yelling at a orc to get off of his table. And the orc is exclaiming, "Ha ha, not today!" and taking another chug of ale.
I say, hey, clap my hands. Orcs not on tables.
Aye? Who are you, little man?
I say,
Barbie
"Orcs
gets on
not
the table."
tables."
And, oh,
Alright,
oh,
Randy.
hello, woman. Ranby, you say? Ha ha ha! 'Tis not often I see a woman of your stature around these parts. May I offer you a mug of ale?
You most certainly can.
All right, a mug of ale for the lady, please. Sir, dwarf. Now. And the dwarf rolls his eyes, but comes over happy for some extra business, and places an ale and grabs a coin from the barbarian, who stoops down off of the table and pulls out a chair for Ranby. Says, "Aye, how may I help you this evening, lady?" And he has like one piece of hair on his head that he's just like smoothing down. The name's Grug.
What am I looking for? What am I looking for?
Work
Say
on a
employment,
caravan.
but be specific.
Hmm?
You can tell him you want employment, but be specific. He might come up with all sorts of jobs.
That was great.
My friends and I are seeking to find employment as security for the caravan.
Oh, the caravan, you say? I know many of the caravans, as I know everything that goes on around here, obviously. In how many days are you looking to leave?
In about 5, I think.
I thought it was 3 days, wasn't it?
3 to 4.
Yeah, I think they would arrive in 3 or 4 days. So I'd say we leave in 5 to be sure that we've got them and rested.
Aye, well, I do know of a man named Inom Tuban. He's a little halfling around here, and he's always looking for work on the trade caravans as a driver, a teamster, if you will. I do believe he said he was setting off in 3 or 4 days, I believe, when we were having a drink last night.
Okay.
A halfling? Ellie, like, pops her head up.
Aye, a halfling, but, not looking the same as you, lass.
What do you mean?
He looks a bit grungier.
Oh.
And
Where
now,
do you think we can find him?
he's usually about the northern half around here. Usually, this is one of his favorite drinking spots, but if not, you might be able to find him at the brothel over there.
Oh my.
I'm not going to the brothel.
Oh, why would such a fine lady as yourself have to be down at a brothel? I suppose if, I were to spend enough time, have a nice conversation with the lady, I could make my way over to the brothel.
Ellie leaves. She's gone.
I said, I think Ellie just turned as pink as Taffeta's belly.
So
Well,
what
this
you
is a
say,
bit
lass?
As long as you keep the ale coming.
Deal. And you spend the next hour and a half listening to endless stories of adventure, aka bar fights and the time that he got the strongest ale in Baldur's Gate. And seemingly impressed and drunk enough to go next door, Grug will agree to head over to the brothel and go talk to Enam. And he spends about 10 minutes over there as you guys wait, unless you guys would like to join him heading over to the brothel.
Not
No.
good.
Okay, cool. So he comes back in about 5 minutes, and he comes back with this guy.
Why did that change my picture?
He's got really big feet for his body.
Halflings usually do.
Yeah, halfway.
Don't judge us.
And, and he walks over to Eleanor and he says, "Aye, a pretty lady. How are you doing this evening?"
Just fine. How are you doing this evening?
"Oh, I am doing well. Had myself a good time. What can I do for you? My friend Grug tells me you have business."
Yes, my friends and I were hoping that we could, maybe offer you our services. We're security.
Security? Aye, I like to hear a lass as small as us who can keep on her toes. I'm always looking to hire a halfling. What proof do you have of your services? So I know you're not, just some random person saying they can guard me, but can't.
Well, let me show you what we can do. She shoots a look at Viren, like, stay down. And she reaches in her bag and she pulls out like a 10-foot length, 5-foot length of rope and ties a knot in it. She's like working really hard, reaches in her component pouch and like brings up, it looks like maybe like smashed corn, and she holds the rope up in the air and she's like and blows the corn, and now there's just this ring like a lasso, but it's floating in the air, and the rope is stringing down, and she starts to climb up the rope and then disappears inside the hole. And then she reaches out her hand. "Well, are you coming?"
"Hi!" And he reaches his hand.
And she pulls him up, and it's just this interdimensional space that's completely safe, and she pulls the rope back up, and now it's just the two of them in there, and she's like, and now nobody can get us. How cool is this? I've been working really hard.
And he's just like looking around like in wonder, and he's like, in all my years, I've never seen anything like it. You're hired.
My friends too.
Oh, I suppose I can always find work. This is pretty trick, and if your friends can do the same, I'm sure I can find them work.
They're even better. And she tosses the rope back down.
And his
So
mouth
they
just like
back out.
opens wide, and he's just like, this'll be a fun trip indeed.
It sure will.
And he will hire you as a bodyguard.
Yes.
And then he is going to ask you guys, he will say that you are all hired and you can come with him, but in order to see what you will be doing on his caravan, he would like you to show some form of strength or what you can do similar to what Eleanor did. So he can find you the proper role and pay grade.
Daxley bangs his cup on the table twice. He's like, I, sir, can tell you what your carriage horses think about you and how they're doing that day. I will handle your team like you wouldn't believe. I could talk directly to animals and ride a giant armored badger myself.
It does seem most interesting. Could you show me some tricks of you riding around on that badger of yours?
Sure, I could tell you. Why don't you ask the badger a question and I'll make him answer it for you.
Oh, well, badger? What?
His name is Shovels.
And he like thinks really hard, like it's the most important question he's ever asked, like what to ask a badger. And he's just like, what's your favorite food?
I translate to badger. I'm like, oh, this one's real easy. You got this one, man. And the badger goes and snuffs up some cheese that's in his bag and presents it.
And the guy is just like, oh, that's a handy trick. You know, my horses can be a bit difficult sometimes, so having somebody with that trick, that will be handy indeed. A sergeant for you, I think. That'll do well. And he looks around at the other members of the group. Anybody else coming to be hired? May I see your skills?
I step up.
Aye.
Frontline healer, protector. I can speak with plants and animals, and then I grab some food off the table and cast, inflict wounds on it, and it just crumples.
And he's just like looking like directly up so that he can see you. And he's just like, I think you'll do the trick. And
He's also really good when you don't want to get your feet wet. He'll just put you right up on his shoulder.
And he looks at you. Hi, a halfling who knows her stuff. Yes, perfect.
And then I cast Sanctuary on him to just show him my protective magics.
Ooh. And he just like looks around him like in amazing, just, you're right, little halfling. These people have great power. And he's just like amazed.
Ramby pulls out her greatsword and smashes the table.
And he's just like, I.
That was so much better than I could have ever expected.
You mean two halves of a table?
Yeah.
Right down the center, right down through the center.
I actually, now that it's broken, I put it back together and I cast Mending and repair the table.
This is glorious. So,
And
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So as everyone's acknowledged what they can do, quietly, Nathaniel Oxford steps forward. He's like, we can absolutely do entertaining birthday tricks, and when trouble arises, we can deal with it and mend our wounds and protect ourselves. But what I bring is to be ahead of the trouble before it even shows up. And I use my human determination to get advantage on an investigation roll. And I'm going to analyze people that he would know in the bar and give him like description, like this person is trouble. I can tell because they're they look like they're into crime because of this, that, and the other. And I point out like,
Yeah, perfect. So you like right to the side of the room, you see this guy who like on first glance he actually looks like very charismatic and just like yeah, like he's actually a pretty generous type of fellow. But you can like very clearly see that his eyes are just like a little bit twitchy and his hand just kind of moves a little bit in the wrong way, and you're like, you know, that guy over there, he looks like he's a nice guy, right? But he's actually stealing from the guy next to him right now as we speak. And Enom looks and he nods and he says, "Hi, you have to be here for a while to know about that guy, but he is indeed. He's always getting the switch on these new guys that come in here. Many of them have been robbed blind. I like it. I like it very much." And he is going to. He wants to hire Ranby and Eleanor as bodyguards. You guys will be paid 10 gold pieces per 10-day, plus you get food and living expenses on the road. Let's see, Daxley and Nathaniel, he is hiring as a sergeant for 8 gold pieces per 10-day, plus food and living expenses on the road. And then, I'm sorry, I apologize. That would just be, first person I said. I'm sorry. And then Nathaniel and Viren are guards for 5 gold pieces. Ranby is the, Ranby, Eleanor are bodyguards. Fudge Sickles. My brain is not working today. I'm sorry, guys.
well, once again, I'm back on the beat and my intelligence unappreciated.
Indeed, he's like, it's impressive, but then he did just get pulled into like a new dimension by Eleanor. So yeah, I know, I'm sorry. You guys all were super impressive.
The mundane versus the magical, I get it.
Alright. But you guys will get
Mundane
10.
beat me.
Yeah. You guys will get 5 gold pieces per 10-day, plus food and living expenses on the road. So you are all hired, which is better than what could have happened. Could have just been traveling on the side of the caravan. Like, hopefully someone dies so I can get paid.
Well, we appreciate your patronage,
Anytime. I make this journey very often, so it's nice to see some interesting travelers I'll have with me. Plus, when danger arises, as it inevitably will, it'll be nice to have you guys around.
It always does. Where can we meet you when you're ready to set off?
I'll be hanging around here for the next couple of days, and once the next shipment is ready to go, it just depends, frankly, on when I get hired. He's like he's the guy that actually drives the horses, so merchants will hire him to do the thing, but if he has his entire group, he'll be paid extra by the merchant, so the merchants don't have to go hire all those people themselves. So he said that he will be leaving in the next 3 to 4 days, and you can find him at that tavern or
As when Enom says he'll be around here for a few days, Daxley rolls his eyes and nods his head over to the brothel at Eleanor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Door.
Yeah, Enom sleeps here, eats here, and then he usually spends his entertainment at the brothel right next door. So yeah, you're basically just gonna find him right about here until he leaves. But he says that he will leave message with the barkeep whenever he hears, if you don't happen to see him when you come to the bar to check.
And I keep in a low voice, I want to be sure we don't ship illicit goods. That's not something you traffic in, I hope.
Illicit goods? Me? Never. I always check the things that I'm shipping first.
Well, I am up and down. I don't know. Some of these merchants are shady. It's hard to tell. They're good at their trade, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Daxley's like, what? He's not got. He doesn't have no people, right? I mean, that. Oh. There's illegal things up here. I get you.
Alright, yeah, you think he's telling the truth, but you're not really sure. He might be lying.
I'll take him for his word.
All right, and
I nod approvingly.
It's hard to catch a halfling winking because you only see the top of their head.
especially Bear, and he has no idea what's going on with Enam's face. He can barely hear the guy.
He's got a perpetual hangover squint going on. If I looks at it,
I don't think that pipe is full of tobacco either.
Lol. Alright, and he is going to thank you guys, have another couple mugs of ale, and then he will retire to his room for the evening, as it has become nighttime as about now. Sun is set in the time
Actually-
it took for Ranby to chat.
Daxley tugs on Eleanor's sleeve and he's like, "Let's go to the theater. Let's do it."
There's a theater?
Right next door, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Oh.
the
no.
Crown Theater.
yep, the Crown
No.
Theater.
Yep. You guys
Wait,
have time to
Is
kill?
that the name of the brothel?
No.
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 I was like, yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. That sounds so much fun.
You guys want to go to the theater?
Crown Theater would be a really awkward name for a brothel. I don't want to put it on my head. I really don't.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah, no,
Daxley,
the
no,
brothel
we're
is
not
right
like
next
that.
door, and Crown Theater is down the street a little bit in the nicer area.
Yes. I definitely am in for a show.
Alright, so who all is going to the theater?
Randy
we
will
s- Yeah, we certainly have time and luxury.
Viren has never been to such
Well.
a thing, so might as well try it for once.
1 second, I gotta change up this music.
Oh, yeah, it did get kind of crazy, huh?
Play. Alright. So you guys take to the streets, and while it is still a bit bustling since it is a large city, it is calming down a bit for the night. And as you head down the streets, you run into a large theater, which is pretty obvious because it's one of the only lights that is still pretty lit up. And you see a young maiden there at the front of the door, and she says, "Hi, would you like to come to the theater tonight?
What are you playing? Or showing?
We are playing The Maiden and the Beast."
Oh, we have to see this. It's one of my favorites. Yes, all of
Perfect.
us.
2 copper pieces.
My treat.
Wait, I would like to, I give her a tip of like a silver and be like, "Can you make sure we don't get any tall people in front of us?"
Oh,
In fact, could we get a balcony? We've got special guests.
oh, I do believe there's something I could do about that. Perhaps a silver piece?
Yeah.
Uh,
A gold for our insured privacy?
Oh, absolutely. Our honored guests. And she will just like absolutely leave her post and just like ignores the next people in line and leads you up to a balcony, and there's like
So
what, like
Hollywood.
15-year-old like human just hanging out there in the balcony. She just like shoos him off, and she's like, "Away, Christopher, away!" And he just like runs off and kind of like looks back, and she offers you guys a balcony seat, center stage of the theater.
I scratch Shovels behind the ear and say, "No strange looks for you, boy."
Oh, even Shovels gets to see. Excellent. Yeah,
Aw.
we like usher him in with like a big blanket, like walking between us, like no, don't worry about this large mammal coming up the stairs.
Oh, that's. No, I say, no, Daxley. This is why we pay gold.
Oh yes.
We walk with pride.
This is great.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So you guys kind of settle into the theater. As you have about 10 minutes until the show starts, and there are a couple peddler boys around. One is selling roast lamb on a stick, and the other has some ale. And then right before the show starts, a third guy comes up and he's got little sugar, like some kind of fried bread with sugar on it on a stick. And they're just walking around calling, food? Food for the show?
I signal to them.
No, shovels. No, you have to pay. And I buy some for shovels. He's like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yep,
I buy
and
one of each for everybody.
perfect. And it's one
Nice.
copper piece for whatever you would like. Each of the three, the ale, the dessert, and the roast lamb are all 1 copper piece.
So 6 each.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll definitely enjoy drink while we're at the theater.
Five.
This is
Shovels gets some of the stuff too.
Oh, that's nice.
what about Drill Bit? I hope does he come out of the pocket?
Oh yeah, there's always cheese for Joe, but he can see. It's like, shh, I didn't tell them about you. We didn't pay for a ticket.
You just put him on the railing. You get a
Yeah.
little...
Alright, give me 2 seconds. This is just the relaxing period before the show starts.
You know who my inspiration for shovels is? Spike from Land Before Time.
Oh, so cute.
That was the big green slow one that didn't talk much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. And the show begins. The curtains open. A maiden comes out, and she's sweeping the floor. And all of a sudden, fighting outside. Kobolds! Her family fights in defense. But then, she sees a kobold. They meet eyes. He winks a little bit. She kind of winks back. The fighting ends. The kobold escapes. And then later that evening, tap at her window. It's the kobold. And the maiden, confused but curious, opens the window and says, hello. And the kobold speaks in gibberish because she doesn't understand what he's saying. But they know in their hearts that they're meant to be. And she climbs out of the window and runs away. And imagine the rest for yourselves.
Dax has this horrified look on his face, like, I think I would have rather been to the brothel. than to the
And the end. Great applause. Everybody's just like, oh my god, I love this show.
It's just so wonderful.
Oh my god.
Gets me every time.
Yep. And then a man comes up and he pulls off the kobold mask and he just like bows. Because obviously they don't have a real kobold.
Love it. The guy who's like professional kobold.
Professional.
I don't know how I feel about that show. I know these are progressive times, but with the recent dragon hate, this feels inappropriate.
Oh,
Boo
Nathaniel,
art.
you're such a buzzkill. It was beautiful.
Alright.
That was fantastic, Emily.
I think it's propaganda from the cult of the dragon.
Oh, poppycock.
So you're saying we should destroy it? This
No.
plan.
Yeah, just go like slaughter the actors.
I
Be
think-
totally cool.
I think the director is highly suspicious and might be worth the investigation, but we've got other plans.
Well, we definitely won't let him have any lizards, that's for sure.
We'll not be recommending the show to anyone.
First Yelp
No
review.
Yelp review.
I will not be recommending this show. Oh my god, I love it. Alright guys, and after the theater, is there anywhere else you'd like to go? I guess this is a little bit excitable music, but it's more
Aw.
tavern-y music.
I'm pretty much set, especially given that we were all stocked up from the factions.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do to prepare so our caravan ride is more successful? Like buy additional rations and stock ahead of time? Like, is there anything sort of like standard fare we can invest in or labor ahead of time?
Yeah, for sure. This place is basically always, there's always jobs that can be picked up here or there, always busy guys bustling in and out. Plus, the fact that unless you actually live here, it's hard to stay here for long, because there are people constantly moving in and out, and the difficulty with trade in Baldur's Gate. So people are definitely, just like they are with the trade caravan, people are always trying to hire just random laborers for the day. So it's definitely possible to find work in, maybe a tavern or farm or day laborer of some kind, for sure.
Viren's just gonna go and find some charity work to do until the caravan leaves.
Yeah, if you go to the the Church of Saloon, they have plenty of people that need help feeding and all kinds of stuff. They'll find plenty of work for you to do. Temples to be cleaned, poor people to be helped.
Dax is like, I already got this great hat here. I don't need anything else. He like tips his jaunty hat that he bought here.
I guess for the next couple of days, my time's going to be spent focused on making sure that we are in fact coordinating our trip with the enemy coming through town.
Okay.
So I'll keep myself in the shadows and my ear to the ground. I'll
sure.
ask questions subtly, but the last thing I want is for us to leave a day late or a day early.
Perfect.
Because we're not keeping aware of their plans. So.
Awesome. Yeah, if you could make me a perception check with advantage.
No,
You didn't even need it. Perfect. Awesome. That was a great double roll. So, after, are you guys just doing that general thing for the next couple of days as you wait, or is there like extra stuff you guys would like to do here? Because this is an endless city of entertainment. So,
Ellie's just going to be at the library all day, every day.
Perfect.
Daxley and Shovels are wandering around trying various street foods of every sort.
I love it. There are all kinds of cheese-covered foods in Baldur's Gate.
Randy will be in the library.
Okay. Awesome. And then we've got Oxford looking around and keeping an eye on everything, and Viren is volunteering. And
Yep.
I think Nathaniel said he'll help out if he sees people that need help out as he goes. Alright. And so after a couple of days, Nathaniel, you're kind of in the thick of the city as the day comes on, and you see, it looks on the surface, a general group of travelers. And you do see this semi-frequently in Baldur's Gate, as there are a lot of like wealthy people and such, where the guys are carrying it and there's a person in the container and it's like draped over with a curtain. You see these pretty frequently, but you kind of notice something just a little bit different about this one, and so you kind of pay close attention to the caravan cover on it, and when you're looking closely, you see it slip for just a moment, and you can see just the side of Resmir's face, that half black dragon that you guys ran into in Greenest.
Oh wow! I'm excited to deliver that news to the rest of the group. So, I'll make sure during our next evening stay at the inn that I let them know that they're in town.
I say they, and he touches his big gnomish nose like, I get you.
Awesome. Let me double check this. So that night, oh no, you're having internet issues, Sandra. Are you with us?
Yeah, she slipped out of the roll 20 there. Let's see.
Oh no, I don't hear her in here either. This part is all super fun, so if we're having internet issues, I might call it early, because I don't want people missing out. Let me know when you've returned, Sandra. We'll hang out.
I just think your play was awesome. Is that
It
fully
was
improvised?
amazing.
Yeah.
I like found like a random. I was like, please, Jesus, find me just like a mediocre version of someone playing Beauty and the Beast. And it was like the third thing down, and I was like, yes, it's like a high school band playing Beauty and the Beast, and I was like, this is what I needed.
Yeah.
I like totally didn't even think about the Cobalt thing, but that would be like hilarious. Just like it's secretly Cult of the Dragon propaganda being spread in Baldur's Gate. That made me so
Love
happy.
dragons. Love dragons.
Yeah. Dragons are friendly. Dragons are love. Half dragons are life.
Yeah, make half dragon propaganda. Yeah.
Aren't those half dragon babies so cute?
I just love Nathaniel's reaction to that. That was so funny. Oh yeah, Sandra's gone from the Skype boo.
Ensure your child has good genes. Very attractive.
Look how strong he is. He won the battle. We must procreate. Just kidding. I guess that's what I should have done. The kobold should have taken her captive, huh? Damn. Missed opportunity.
No, it's a reverse one. It's like she goes and like gets him in the cave, and he's like, "What? Stop, lady!"
Yeah.
What
It's
are
like,
you doing?
please leave me alone. And she's like, oh, true love. And he's like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow," like in kobold, just like, please leave me alone. And she's just like, oh, he's professing his love for me in kobold.
You've made me an outcast. I cannot go back to my people.
Yeah,
You've
just
touched me.
New title, The Confused Maiden and the Beast.
You can tell this is going to be a big hit because it's already stirring controversy amongst its viewers.
Yeah, RT's controversy.
It'll be known through the realms of Faerun. Oh gosh. Oh no.
So we're just in the inn at the end of the night talking about what we saw, or is there still events playing out with me seeing the half dragon there?
That is up to you. Essentially, all you see, I mean, you can decide to confront them, but you're aware that the culture in Baldur's Gate and this entire area is, if she just walked on the street as a black dragon, she would just be like mobbed. So she's definitely gonna stay like undercover and probably try and get out of this city as quickly as possible. And with your perception check, you noticed that some other guards, clothed kind of similarly, where they're trying to be very nonchalant, are selling some goods, which means they have most likely just arrived here in Baldur's Gate and need to make their trip through and then repurchase some goods on their way out. So you do believe that you have about a day or two for them to collect their things, most likely a day since they're in a hurry for them
The timing does seem right with our planned date of exit. Does that seem right?
Yeah, no, that's
If-
perfect, because y'all were there for a couple of days, and then they arrived on about day 3,
and
would depart day 4.
are they being really subtle with their where they're going in town, or am I able to tail them fairly quietly to find out where they're staying?
Since you have such a good perception check, you're very aware of where they're going and their movements. They are very nonchalant throughout the city, but since you've placed them, you can definitely tell where they're going.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Is your
Goddamn.
intranets okay?
I have no idea. Our router's been a little shitty lately, and it's like fucking 90 degrees here, so I don't know if that's part of it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I live in Canada for a reason. Like, these days are.
Yeah, I remember when I went to Washington, I realized they don't have central air up north. because I like moved there during the summer, and I was just like, oh, I'm getting out of the heat. Oh, I'm melting because it's 90 degrees and they don't have AC here because it's
What?
only hot for
No.
like 1 week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not hot for long at all.
We have 3 air conditioners in our little house,
Oh,
and I
no.
do have friends with central air, but I'm
Oh.
just not one of them.
I don't blame. I mean, honestly, when you live so far north, I can't imagine there's that much of a reason. But anyways, okay, sorry. So, what happened is Nathaniel recognized Resmir. Um, they have entered the city, and Resmir is hidden underneath like a curtain thing that his followers are carrying around, or her followers are carrying around. I apologize. And Nathaniel, I believe, is currently trailing them to like see, like from a distance, to see where they're ending up for the evening, I believe. Was that the plan, Nathaniel?
Yes, yeah. After I'm only interested in just discovering where they're going, and that they are in town before I turn in for the evening and relay the information to the rest. Now that I know where they're staying, I can pick up their tail easily if I need to another day.
Yeah, perfect. So, you easily see they split into 3 different groups. The 4 guards stay with Resmir, and then 4 others go off in a separate direction. 4 others go off in the opposite. They're very clearly trying to like not group up to make themselves not very obvious. And so you see Resmir and her group go. They actually depart the city and go north. They just go straight through. If you follow them, they go from the south gate to the north gate and just continue down the tradeway. And then the other guards will. Some of them will take place at the Shepherd's Chalice, and the others will actually go to the Cracked Flask.
Um, I'll make sure, especially with those that are at the Cracked Flask, that if that's where we're staying or if we go back there, that we're very careful about what we talk about. Yeah, because if they're spending time there, yeah, we want to be careful.
Cool. And also, just so you're aware, Nathaniel, you did notice that Resmir didn't seem to be. It was mostly the guys that stayed behind that had like the treasure and the loot and all of that kind of stuff. And Resmir seemed to just be like heading straight on to get out of Baldur's Gate. So you
Oh,
did
so
see the majority of the goods you guys are trying to hang around still in the city with those
so sorry,
guards.
Resmir didn't stay in town. They kept on going. I
Yeah,
thought that was.
yeah. Resmir and the 4 guards, they were the ones that went just straight out of the town.
Oh,
Resmir, yeah. If you followed them, you saw them go right through town.
okay.
And they immediately head north on the tradeway, didn't wait for a caravan, just
We
went by
definitely won't be.
themselves.
We won't be confronting them in town, which is unfortunate. But at least we know who to follow.
Indeed. All right. And with that, if you guys like, if you return to the Cracked Flask, you will have received a message from your boss man, Inam, and he will say that not this next day, but the day after, he will plan to leave early morning with that caravan that will depart that day. So at sunset.
Sunrise.
Sunrise. Thank you. My brain works. I know words.
All right. Yeah, I make sure I have enough travel rations for the journey, and
And they will also be provided to you by your employer.
that's right.
Yeah, since you guys are all hired on, you'll be making that gold apiece as well as food and living expenses on the road. So, if you guys, run across a tavern that the caravan decides to stay at, he'll pay for your room and board, all that kind of good stuff.
Wonderful.
All right, and just so we know, bodyguards are expected to stay with the merchant. Sergeants are in charge of the basic guards, and then the basic guards obviously will just stay around that particular wagon and keep an eye on things.
Can I have learned a level 2 spell with my time in the library? Are
You
cool with that?
definitely had plenty of time.
Just wanted to double check before I added it in. Thank you.
Absolutely.
No.
Excellent. I'm glad that at least I get to remain outside and keep an eye on things on a broader scale, and I'm not trapped in a tent guarding an individual. So I find
See
a
the
good
best.
post and I keep my eyes open. So.
For sure. Would you make me another perception check with advantage? Since that's exactly what you're doing the whole time.
And given my my background as a town guard, if I see anything around the camps, like just like tighten up, like the watch, I point it out.
Okay, perfect.
I should really take a profession sometime. Anyway, sorry. Here's my perception for you.
Oh, okay. 21 then. Awesome. So, from your spot, you kind of get the layout of the land hanging out in your spot. You're just nonchalantly against the wall and kind of watching the layout of the town and seeing what's going on. You do notice those guards that you saw pass by you a couple of times in their preparations for the caravan. You do notice paying attention to their conversations and their purchases and who they're dealing with, that they are going to be on that same caravan that you guys are leaving on the day next. As well as that, you do see a few times that you kind of notice the guards stiffen up a bit. It's usually more around the evening, just when people are getting a little rowdier with the drink and such. Beyond that, you don't notice much extra anything really going on in the city. You notice, if anything, that those guards are being less noticeable than most. They're not causing any trouble, not having any conversations where they don't have to. They're pretty straight to business, getting on with the caravan, hiring guards and stuff for their wagon. You do notice, that's about it. You notice your going ons.
Morning, bedtime.
Saddest Ivy.
Yep. Sure is.
I know the feeling. I feel the same way when it's bedtime. So
Same.
And, yeah, I'll maintain that same behavior while we're on the road too.
Perfect.
He actually goes up to the horses that are going to be pulling us, and he lies to them. He says, "Oh yeah, we're going to have the best food up there and the cleanest water, so do really well, and you get all the good stuff. I'm not lying. Horses can never tell the truth."
The horses do the little head nod and give you a little whinny. They seem pleased and ready to go. Enam appreciates the fact that his horses seem to be in a particularly good mood that morning.
Ellie just sits next to him.
He also seems pleased about that too. Has a grin that kind of looks like a grimace on his face most of the time.
Really, she just doesn't want to walk.
Perfect. All right, and is there anything you guys would like to take care of in town before the caravan heads out?
I don't think so.
All right. Let me... Oh, give me 1 second. I have too many things. All right. So, you guys will be in this Alright, this is going to be a little finagling for a second. Sorry.
What? This is to demonstrate the peaceful journey we're about to have.
Absolutely. Nothing but peace.
Travel order for the marching band?
Exactly. Alright. Let me
Has
get... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. No, sorry.
And actually, if you guys want, you can just go ahead and drag your tokens on here, and your wagon will be this one. You can just position yourselves how you would like to be there. And if you all could also make me a charisma check.
I don't see my token.
Oh, sorry, I just meant like drag off your character. If you just like hit your character sheet, it's all good. I can get it. Just whip. There you go. And I'll grab
Okay.
anybody who's not on there in a minute. I just gotta get to my other tokens.
So I'm in whichever square there is inside the caravan.
All right,
the wagon.
perfect.
But my Iron Defender will be outside.
Awesome.
I'm trying to drag my guys over, but I don't. What am I missing?
Click on your name and then drag.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Here, I got you. Boop.
Yeah, the
Okay,
letters
yeah.
of the letters of the name, not the image.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Oh,
I was
I
thinking.
did the image and it worked.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we're in, that's all that matters.
Oh, wait, here. I'm getting rid of your images so you can have your fancy token. There you go.
Okay, yeah, because the token wasn't working.
Oh, it's not working?
I can't select it. You have to.
I'm sorry. Hold on. There you go.
Oh, where's all my
Does it work now?
tricky trickies?
Tricky trickies?
Oh, is it just because I'm zoomed in?
It's
None of my
Really?
stuff, none of my boxes are in their thing.
Oh, it's because I didn't hear. I can just copy and paste from
It's fine. It's fine.
2 seconds.
It's the wrong one.
being a wizard and having like all these spells, but having to pick what you can actually use each day, like what you have prepared.
Yeah.
That's like the true like D&D first world problem because got too many spells.
Okay, sorry guys, you're gonna have to. There we go.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
sorcerer somewhere is shaking their head at you and just being like, "Suck it up, wizard."
Yeah, seriously.
Alright.
Oh no, I know too many spells.
Oh no, the struggle.
Meanwhile, sorcerers like saying "burning hands" like out loud for
Yeah.
the 50th time, like that day.
Alright, and then on our journey we also have boop boop.
Who's that?
These people, as you meet them, I'm gonna let you walk around and meet them. Hold up, because I gotta put my tokens down. Because they all have their own backstories. So,
Oh, hello. Who's riding that horse up ahead?
yeah, that's the cute. You got 2 cute girls on this trip.
I was like, he looks kind of handsome in that little.
Oh, do you want to see what your bestie looks like, Viren?
My bestie?
Your bestie.
Fabio!
This boy down here, that was the guy whose drinks you knocked over.
Oh.
I love him.
I told you.
Wow, it's Fabio
Only-
the Magus.
It
down
is.
there.
It
So
is.
good
He
that
totally
Taylor
is.
not in this game. Because she'd
Oh,
be
you
hitting
said
on this
charisma
chick.
check, right?
Huh?
This dude.
I totally forgot to do the charisma check.
I'm like the only one that did
I'll
it.
say Viren's the only one that did it. Just it's
Okay.
at any point. Yeah, do your
Like a saving throw or just
Well,
just a
There.
charisma check. Yeah, you can just hit your charisma. Sorry, that was my bad.
Oh, please.
I'm basically just grunting in the corner. Animal.
Don't worry, that's actually like not important at all right now. That's for some unknown thing.
It's all good. Look.
You don't have to worry about it right now.
Not yet.
Here comes Daxley's -2 charisma check. This should be good.
A 1, a 2, a 4, and an 18 and 19. This is glorious.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a good impression.
It's
Randy
working.
can give a fuck.
Apparently not. She's just like, nah. Alright.
Daxley's telling horror stories of the internet. It's like, you ever seen bats carry away a man and eat him? They start at the feet. Why? Why always the feet?
Things he finds fascinating. It's like,
Eleanor has talked to literally every single person.
You can talk to every single person because every single person has their own thing, so you do you, girl. I actually really like this on the road part because it's a lot of stuff. So yeah, I warned Emily earlier. I was like, I'm not gonna be quite as prepared as always because there's just like so much stuff. But
shit, are those the last Targaryen twins?
Yeah, right?
yeah, pretty much. They're both
I'm
boys though.
thinking those people from Final Fantasy whose names I can't pronounce.
Alice
But-
and Alphino. That's who they
Yes.
remind me of.
It's really good Taylor's not here because this would be a really bad situation to put her in.
Taylor be writing blank checks everywhere.
Seriously. Like spaces.
Oh, dude, there's so many people out here. Wow.
Yeah, it's like that's why I said like it's a lot of information. So that's why I was like I have so much to prepare. And I like did the map and everything and set up the wagons and then I didn't put all my little people where they go. So this is a little thrown together. Sorry guys. But I know what I'm doing in my head. That's what counts, right?
You're doing wonderful.
And I think I'm missing. Nope, I'm not missing her.
So I know there's so many people here, but are you like able to go from top down, and just like tell us their role, or like just like something very short about them? Probably not names, because that probably won't stick. But
I definitely can. So actually, like I think since they all have their own backstory, and I have a picture for every single one of them, if you like, you can go and introduce yourselves because on the road is like its own whole part. So you guys are gonna have time to like meet characters, know their names. So like right now you guys are just on your caravan and it's going to be up to you as it's moving during the night. You can walk around, you can meet people, you can do your thing. So I mean if you want like the first person you would be able to see is probably like her. So if you like I can throw her picture up and you can go introduce yourself and it's up to you guys here out. We are now on the road.
Are we allowed to leave as bodyguards, or like do I have to stay with the caravan?
So as long as you guys have enough of a bodyguard around him at time, you should be fine. As a bodyguard, he is going to want you with him most of the time, but you might be able to, you know, have somebody replace you for a moment and you go kind of do your own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ramby and I can take turns.
I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of people I think I might want to talk to. Do we want to do something like a turn order, just sort of like rotate?
Yeah, that actually, if you guys want to go ahead and just roll a turn order, we can definitely do that.
Ramby doesn't care. She's just here to work and kill dragon.
Oh, I didn't select
Ramby
my
just
token.
naps
What a
on the
bummer.
cart.
Huh?
I said Ramby just naps on the cart.
Yeah. Just bodyguarding. Whatever.
I can see him like looking at you and we're like, what? You're not in danger yet. Leave me alone.
Alright, let me get my big sheet
I
up.
have danger sense. I can't be surprised.
Oh, I guess I have to put turn order on the thing, huh? Okay. Let me get the guard drake off of there. Ranby is sleeping.
Chillin'.
Oh, Eleanor, would you roll for me one more time and then I'll put your score on there?
You better put that 23.
I am. I see it.
She is
That
so
was so
eager to
good.
meet.
Yeah, she was born for this.
Wait, did you click your token?
Oh, Lord. Fourth time's the charm.
I believe. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do I need to do it again to appear on the thing?
Nope,
well?
you're perfect. Because I was deleting you guys as I went, and then for some reason I guess I deleted Eleanor's. I didn't think I saw the 23, but maybe I'm crazy. Anyways, okay. All right, Eleanor, what would you like to do? You're on the cart. Nothing of interest is happening.
Enum, I'm going to leave you in Ranby's perfectly capable hands and go say hi to some new friends if you don't mind.
Randy rolls her eyes hard.
Wonderful. Well, and she'll look at Nathaniel. Nathaniel, want to go up and meet our neighbors?
It's only polite, isn't it?
Yes. And she will go up here to talk to this lady. She's like little legs pumping. Hello, neighbor.
Oh, hello there.
We just thought we'd come by, say hello, share some sweets, and she pulls out some pastries.
Is anyone else accompanying us over to her?
Oh, yeah.
Daxley or Viren, are you guys just hanging out at the cart currently? Or to the side of the cart?
Daxley's going, when it's his turn, he's going to back up, and he saw these gnomes, and he's fascinated by them.
Okay.
Alright, so when you walk up to this young woman, you see... And she takes a sweet from Eleanor happily and pops it in her mouth and smiles and says, "Hello, my name is Orvustia Asarin." And she will very openly, or just be like, "Hey, what brings you to the caravan today?"
I am a bodyguard.
Ooh, a bodyguard? Me too! Well, not a bodyguard, just a regular guard, but you know.
You look really strong.
Oh, do I? Well, I really appreciate it. This is actually my first time being a guard.
Mine too.
Really? Isn't this so fun?
It is really fun.
And she just kind of like straightens up her face a little bit and looks around and is like, I have to look serious or I might disappoint my aunt.
Oh, is your aunt on this caravan?
Oh, no. She runs the farm back home. That's where I've been up until now. But she thought that this trip would do well for me, so I came on and tried to get some work, and I was lucky enough to get hired as a guard. I guess I look tough with my bow and arrow.
You do.
Thanks, you look pretty tough too.
Thanks. Wow, yeah. This is my friend Nathaniel.
Oh, Nathaniel. Huh. Nice to meet you. You look like a guard, but not from Baldur's Gate, huh?
Greetings, well met. Yes, I was formerly a guard in Greenest. I guess getting beyond my borders of my small town. Sort of like yourself.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Greenest? I've never been that far south. I can't wait to travel. Is it as exciting for you as it is for me?
Well, you two come from Baldur's Gate. It's hard to impress compared to that city, but there are many wonders out there. Although, as excited as you are, I can see you have a steady hand upon your weapon. You are capable with that, are you not?
Oh, well, I like to think so. I have grown up keeping the small things away from my aunt's farm, and, you know, I did a lot of field work as I grew up, so I suppose I've got the muscles, and, you know, I like to practice shooting, but I've never really practiced it formally. I kind of look forward to a little bit of real action, you know?
Oh, God. Yeah, well, let's hope we don't actually, I mean, like, I know that's what we're being paid for, but I'd really rather not see any action, you know, like, I don't want to have to use my skills.
She just kind of crosses her arms and thinks for a second. She's like, my aunt would like you.
I bet I'd like your aunt.
She's
I like
very
this.
lovely.
Do be careful, young one. There is much excitement and glory out there, but combat is frightening and not as beautiful as one would think about romantically. Don't become jaded when you encounter it, and you will be strong out there.
And she kind of like puffs her chest up a little bit and she says, "Thank you very much for the words, sir. I'll live by them." And she's just like, huh! Anime style. I've been watching a lot of anime. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I should probably hop on back to my job, but if you need anything, we're just one cart back.
And the same to you. It was very nice to meet you, Eleanor and Nathaniel.
You
Although,
as
Eleanor,
well. Oh, yes.
I think we are a little bit curious who you are guarding within this
Oh.
cart and who your traveling companions are.
Oh,
Would you
well,
like
of course. And she
Introduce
will
us?
walk over here and she will introduce these two people. We have
Oh my.
Samerdag the Hoper.
Fuck.
And
That
he reaches out a hand, a little bit of a drunken hand, and he offers you a drink from his cart. He says, "Hello, my name is Samerdag. How are you all doing this fair day?"
Oh, we seem to be doing pretty good, but maybe not as well as you're doing. You look like you're doing good.
Well, I have nothing to complain about. The sky is blue, the breeze is blowing, and I have these fine goods to take north.
What kind of goods? That sounds fun.
Aye, well, they're expensive, fragile porcelain. I do lose a bit of my wares on the way up there, but I'm always the optimist.
Yeah.
I think
Waving
it would,
away
yeah.
Oh, we're just getting to know everyone in the caravan. Nice to meet you. I'm waving away the aroma in front of my face. I don't even offer my name before I acknowledge his introduction and move on.
Alright, so when Viren casts Lesser
I'm
Restoration...
not actually doing it. I'm just-
Okay. Well, you casted it? But I mean, it is poison, I think. Drunk
Yeah, I
technically
think it's
counts as
poison, too.
poisoned. You are ruining your liver. Just saying. Even though I love me a drink, I'm not hating. But anyways, and then she will also introduce you to...
If Eleanor still wants to talk to him, she can. I'm disinterested in him.
I'll say he's still there. He's always there to chat to. But she is introducing you to both of them. So...
Waren has some,
Okay. Ow, ow.
yeah.
Ow, ow! Yeah, she's pretty grill.
Plot.
So, he says hot. So,
Plot.
this... Oh, plot. Lol.
Some plot.
Pretty much. Shirt is not low enough. Too high cut. No, so she, whenever she hears her name, Warrant called, she turns around from her steering of the horses, and she gives a little wave, and she says, "Hello, my name's Warrant. Nice to meet you all. From where do you hail?"
That is a great question. Shoot.
It's little questions, nosy Nancy. Eyes on the road.
I can't think of the name of the place that I came from. I'm
Silvery
from
Moon.
up north. Silvery Moon. Yes, thank you.
No problem. Silvery
Yes.
Moon? Oh, I hear that's quite the beautiful place.
It's the most beautiful place you could ever imagine.
I would love to go there.
You should.
You know, you're right. I should. I'm always just on this tradeway, just always going north and south, but I do ride horses the best and make the quickest travel around these parts, so I suppose I'm always busy.
You know, you should take a vacation.
A vacation? What is that?
You just take like a week, maybe two. You said you're a fast rider, so 2 weeks should be okay, and you just go up to the Silvery Moon, enjoy yourself, and ride right back down.
Well, I have to say that thought never really crossed my mind. I just thought about continuing down this path, but I think that's a great idea. Maybe on the way back I'll take a vacation?
Yeah, that sounds very, very smart. You'll love it.
I love it. It was very lovely to meet you. What was your name again?
It's Ellie.
Nice to meet you, Ellie. I'm Warrant, but you can call me Ware.
All right, Ware, I think we're going to be friends.
Me too. By the way, if you ever want to meet my horses, just let me know. They're my best friends.
You know, I've got some people in my group that would probably love your horses.
Really? Oh, I love whenever people come to dote on my horses.
Well,
They do love
I'll
an extra
send them by.
carrot. Oh, you're the best, Ellie.
She looks up at Nate. Well, what
Um,
do you say? She like elbows him. Hey, are you okay? You seemed a little spaced out there.
And Warren's hair is just like flowing through the wind with her horses.
I'm at a little bit of a loss of words and feel completely inadequate compared to all the others in my party, which have the animal thumb.
I don't have an animal thumb, don't worry.
She's just like, they don't bite. If you have a carrot, they'll love you.
You should pet our horse, Nate.
Yeah, you pet that pony.
I would love to run my hand through her mane.
And she's just like, oh, really? It's very soft. I brush it daily.
I suddenly cast guidance on Nathaniel.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Wingman. D&D
Bless
Wingman.
Tongue.
Awkwardly brushes hair. She's like, oh no, you don't have to brush it. I was just saying that's why it looks so soft. You know, the manes that you were talking.
Oh, I think he's talking about brushing his own hair, like, you know.
No, the mane, yeah. No,
Oh, you're the
yeah.
And he's like, that hair is so soft. I mean, the manes. She's like, oh yes, of course, I brush it daily.
They're looking quite well taken care of. You're doing an amazing job.
She's
You
like,
should,
thanks so much, Nathaniel. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Join us at camp. Maybe we can regale stories to each other of heroics and such.
Oh, I do love a great story. I'll meet you guys tonight whenever we camp. How does that sound?
Great.
Nate has great stories.
Wow, I can't wait to hear them.
Do you need some water, Nate? Are you okay?
We haven't done our rounds to meet everybody at the camp. We should move on.
Oh, all right.
It was so nice meeting you all.
You too, Ware. As they step away. No, really, are you okay? She like pulls out her water flask. Yeah, seems a little like hoarse.
It seems like some magical creature has escaped the Fey realm.
Oh my. That sounds quite troublesome.
Ellie's just
Yes.
looking around like, fake creature, where?
I'm a little alarmed that this caravan has an enchantress among its ranks, but I will be strong.
I love it.
I think I know what you mean. She starts looking at the people to see who's suspicious.
Yeah, she's just like casting like arcane, like
Yeah.
detect magic.
Yeah.
Mm.
She has a ritual for that.
I love it. She just goes in the cart and starts casting rituals. He said there was a seductress.
I have to be on my guard.
I love it. Must be a cultist. No,
I
that's
think
great.
despite sort of like semi-excusing himself, he's going to putter around this cart for a little while and awkwardly make small talk. Hang out with the horse for a little bit.
I think that's fair, and Ware will just like have like great banter and small talk with you and tell you all about her horses, whose names are Crimson and Clover. And And she says that they're just like her favorite things in the world, and she will just tell you all about them and her travels and how she loves to ride and blah 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 blah. Fades into black. Enjoy. I'm
Eye
just kidding.
contact. Yeah. Eye contact check. Eye contact check.
Oh my gosh. Okay, have you guys, any of you seen the like Into the Universe Spider-Man or the new Spider-Man
Not
thing?
yet.
Yeah.
You know the part where he's just like, "Hey." Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's exactly what I imagined. Just to like, you gotta touch her by the shoulder and be like, "Hey." And so he's just like, "Hey."
It's like super creepy. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Oh, all right.
Oh, that was a very cringe moment. That was really good.
It was so good. I loved it.
So great.
It was just adorable. All right. So then, Eleanor, Viren, Nathaniel, is there anything you guys would like to do before Viren starts wandering around?
Ellie went back to her guard post because now she's worried that she missed something.
Oh yeah, and then Nathaniel's hanging out with Ware for a little bit. Viren.
Huh?
Is there anybody you would like to talk to? Anything you'd like to do on your turn? Here, I guess I'll. Boop,
I don't
boop.
have a turn.
What are you talking about?
It only shows me and Dax.
Oh, does
in the
it
turn
really?
order.
I didn't roll because I didn't care to talk to anybody.
Oh damn. Well, fine. It's Daxley's turn. For
Daxley
some
saw
reason, you
some
guys aren't in mine.
gnomes. He saw some gnomes and he like kind of like slows down to be like hanging out with them. And he's like, "Sup?" Like, what does he see when he sees these two gnomes?
Here, awesome. So he sees, the guy on the in the cart, is this guy. And the guy, in the back right here, he is actually, like little feet dangling off the back of the wagon, and he's just like staring off into the distance. And he looks like, that.
Oh, I like him. He's cute.
That looks really cool. Yeah.
So, this first guy, Lai, he will introduce himself.
Well, first, as Daxley comes up,
Oh.
he sees that this guy's hat is way fancier than Daxley's, and so Daxley's got a little bit of like hat shame. He's like, "I should have got a fancier hat."
He's like, oh.
Envy.
That shape.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I should have went for that second feather. I just thought I couldn't pull it off. I should have went for the second feather.
I love it. And as you walk over, then Lai will be like, "Aye, quite the hat you have there, sir."
And yours as well. You must have quite a good haberdasher.
Oh, I thank
Taylor.
you. I do make quite the living off of my scented cooking oils and perfumes.
Oh, that explains the nice smell.
Ah, yes, I always smelled quite nicely, as I do also smell of gold. Since I always have so much.
Mhm.
I say, as he like looks at this guy, his Daxley's little brow kind of furrows. He's like, "Huh. So that makes you a prime target. I think I'll get away from the road from you, sir." As he's showing his blade, he's like, "Oh."
He's just like, "Don't you worry, I hold on to every piece of my gold. None of it's getting out of these hands."
And introduces himself to Radisir. Radisir.
Alright, and,
He sees a more common spirit. He's like, "Sup."
yeah, he, looks at you and just continues looking off into the distance.
It's like, excellent. We have the same amount of like conversation we like to have. And he just rides beside this guy silently like they're new best friends.
Yep, I'll say if you want to sit on the wagon next to him, he'll just hang out. He'll just be like, "Cool," and just keep
Oh,
looking.
no, the Badger and me are all keeping pace.
Okay.
We offer him a piece of cheese, join the cheese brotherhood.
Oh, he'll take the piece of cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now.
And he'll give you
now we're
another
throw-
little like nod. And then
Excellent. New best friend. We're
Aw.
Underdark style friends. Okay, that's all Taxley wanted to do.
awesome. Anything else for Eleanor?
I wanted to see, is there anything that I see that reminds me of the cultists and what we were looking out for? Like, does anybody look familiar at all?
Nope.
Okay, just wanted to double check. I wanted to ask that originally. She is going to, yeah. Did Nathaniel come back, or is he still chilling with the horses?
I will finish up when when I have a free moment. I come back to Eleanor.
Hey Nate, what do you say we go see if we can make friends with that handsome dude down there that Viren scared away?
Yes, he's quite the rugged looker, isn't he? I'm
Is.
quite curious about the noble he might be traveling with. Let's find out more.
Yeah, let's do it. So she casted detect magic just as a thing, so like as a ritual.
Okay.
And she's gonna keep concentrating on that as they go up to talk to this caravan.
Let me just make sure.
Because she's very concerned about this enchantress.
I'm just making sure that there isn't any magic she detects.
Sorry.
No. Okay, and alright, you do not detect any magic.
Okay. Good to know.
Right, and when you walk
Good.
up, you see this gentleman, which is the same
Hello,
guy.
buddy.
I told you would like him. He is the guy that you all met in the King's Pub.
Does he
And
recognize us?
he recognizes Viren whenever he saw him enter the caravan, but he doesn't really recognize anybody else. He was mostly distracted by the furbolg that ruined his dinner.
Good. Hello, neighbor.
Ah, how goes it?
It is just wonderful. You are quite stylish. I like that shirt. And she touches it. Well, you know, like the hem of it.
He's like, well, thank you. My mother made it for me.
Well,
That's so sweet.
It's like, yes, she's quite the fine tailor. She makes the best clothes in Waterdeep.
I'm surprised. Oh, go ahead.
is he half elven or elven?
He is a half-elf.
I'm surprised your wife didn't make that. That seems like the kind of thing a wife would do for you.
Oh, wife! No, I have no time for that sort while I'm on the travel. I've got to make my fortune, you see.
That's smart. You know, women love a man with money.
Oh, well, yes, well, that is what I've heard. Apparently they don't go for the hair as much these days.
You have lovely hair. Don't let anybody say any different.
Oh, why, thank you. No one's noticed this in ages. I work so hard.
I bet you brush it every day, don't you?
I do! Sometimes twice when it's windy on the road.
Wow. What are you selling? Yeah, like what's in your cart?
Hi, well, let me show you. And he will reach behind him into his cart, and he pulls out a flask of wine, and he says, wine for the lady to sample my wares.
You shouldn't, and she will happily take that bottle.
And he's like, oh, please enjoy. Tell me how it is after you've had a glass or two.
You know what you should do for us tonight, Bade? Bring your wares over to our camping circle. I'm sure we could be happy to buy some off of you, and you can share stories with our companions. And I gesture to Eleanor.
Oh, stories. I do love to tell stories with new friends. Sounds like a good time, and I will have plenty of drink to bring, so sounds like a plan.
Wonderful. Is this your caravan? Like, do you own the stuff you're selling, or are you just hired?
Oh no, I own these drinks. However, I am traveling with a friend since my wares do slim up a bit as the journey goes on generally.
I can't imagine how that would happen. She like shifts the bottle in her hand.
And he's like, ah, yes, yes. It is a common thing for me to start out with a little extra than I plan to sell in the next town over, as I do make a bit of my coin on the way.
That's clever. Very
But for
clever.
you, the lady, a free bottle of my wares.
Thank you.
Of course, don't be
You said
afraid.
you're traveling with a friend though? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get all distracted on the alcohol.
Oh, no worries, no worries. My friend here, and he will, put out his hand to this man. And he introduces himself as Near Heat.
Near Heat, that is a beautiful name.
Oh, why thank you. Not quite as beautiful as my silk cloths, but yes, thank you.
Silk.
Yes, 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 the finest silk. I plan on it making me a very rich man once I get to Waterdeep.
I love silk.
Oh, well, please, please peruse my wares.
I might just have to do that, but my buddy Nate here probably wouldn't be too happy if I spend my time shopping.
I'm sure your friend, what is that, Nate, wouldn't mind if you perused my wares for a moment.
The quality of your wares quite fine, but we do have to watch our coin on the road. But I can see, with a man of such fine taste, why you travel with security to take care of your wealth and affluence.
Ah, yes, yes, it works out well that my silks and my friend here's drinks take up just the right amount of room for us to be able to hire one wagon and hire guards together. It works out perfectly.
The details that were listed in his bio
Mhm.
about his silks, is that so obvious that we don't even need to roll perception, or is it like
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
oh.
obvious. Yeah,
Oh,
if she
awkward.
even glances
Yeah.
at them, like, they're jacked up.
Look at this handkerchief that's crawling along the edge of the caravan.
Yeah, he's like, he is so distracted by the fact that he's gonna become a rich man that he just like, whoop.
Ellie will probably definitely notice it, but she's too polite to point it out. She'll probably just say something to Nate when they get out.
Oh yeah, I know better with my time spent at the castles that with nobles you don't point out their follies.
Yes, exactly.
So like, oh, no silk for now. I'm sure another time. I know you can
Abs-
see quality when you see it.
I bet it's wonderful.
Bedbug crawls across the soaked silk.
It's like,
And,
yes, the finest silks. Tell all your friends.
And please, later today when we set up camp, if you come by, let's keep business out of things and leave your wares at your camp.
Oh, I suppose. I will be a rich man once I get to Waterdeep anyhow.
Women like rich men. I was just telling your buddy here that, there's
Yes.
good things that come with wealth.
That is what I hear. I have dreams.
Wow.
What is the other man's reaction in the back of that cart to like? Does he seem standoffish to like his traveling companion, or?
This guy is...
I feel sorry for him traveling in such close confines to someone. Ugh.
Oh yeah, no, he's just in the wagon, ignoring you guys, just kind of sulking by himself.
Do I get the sense that he's just security like us?
No, you get the sense that he is also some kind of like traveler. He doesn't seem like he has any wares with him, but he might be on this trip just as a traveler. That's also very common. These caravans, as you go through, they might pick up some people. Some people might kind of like ride along it. It's essentially just like a nice little train of safety on the tradeway. So as you run across cities and stuff like that, some people will hop on and off. So some people are going to be merchants that are traveling from Baldur's Gate to other places. Some are families that are moving. Some are just your average traveler, but this guy does not seem to have any wares with him. Oh, he does have a lion. The gold
He's
Sorry.
lion.
also wearing red and gold.
Yeah.
Estamir.
He might be a Gryffindor. You never know.
Well, since we're here, Nate, we might as well talk to everybody, right? We're meeting all our neighbors. She'll hop on back, like literally skip on back. Hi, friend. We're your neighbors.
You there? Did I just see you taking another bottle of wine?
I took one bottle of wine, and really I didn't take it. It was given to me. It was a gift.
I don't know if I believe you. Empty your pockets.
Excuse you?
You heard me, halfling. I said empty your pockets. I don't trust you.
I'll have you know,
Old
I am
man
the
racism.
personal bodyguard to Enam Taboon, and he will have none of your treatment.
Ah, I'm scum. Go back to your caravan.
Don't worry, Eleanor. He has no rights here. We're the ones that ask questions when we're suspicious.
All right, I'll have you know I'm a lawyer.
That's not going to help you much on the back of a caravan, sir.
Nor on the road, yes.
Just leave me be.
Maybe you need to steal a bottle of wine, sir.
I would never do something as low as you.
Well, you'd probably never get a gift either, and she'll walk away.
He just humps and goes back to sulking.
This is one of the reasons why I appreciate law in towns like Greenest. Not big enough to have bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Greenest could learn a thing or two from somewhere other than Baldur's Gate, but somewhere else.
Cranby's the only one who's like actually doing her job. She's so good.
Yeah, she's just like up at the gate, like, I'm actually getting paid, right? Do I get paid double,
Yeah.
triple?
I'll take Ellie's.
Yeah.
Who is this guy over here on a horse?
That is.
Ellie is like literally running to keep up.
And while you cannot tell it from the picture, this man is 7 feet and 5 inches tall, so he is very large, but a human. He's not fearbulk huge like Viren, but as
Still
far
shorter
as
than me.
yeah, say as far as humans go, though, he's pretty surprising in stature.
And he's definitely riding the horse, right?
Yep, he is
Okay.
riding alongside it, looking to seem like a guard, pretty much for the caravan.
I imagine his legs like hanging like right down by the
Yeah.
hooves.
He has like a massive warhorse. Yeah. But still, definitely. No, I'm just kidding. Just like dangling.
She's like running along. Hi, neighbor.
And he just like looks down and nods. Not unfriendly, just quiet.
We were just coming along to say hello to everybody.
And he'll
Stop
just be
and
like,
say hi.
nice to meet you.
We're having a party tonight. One caravan, one wagon up. Just come on over. We have wine.
And he's just like, party?
Yes.
Wine. Maybe.
We hope to see you there.
And he just kind of gives you a nod and it seems the conversation is over.
Well,
Oh,
Nate?
yeah.
Anyone else?
I take a look around the camp. or like the carriages, and say, perhaps. I'm curious how the rest of our companions are doing, though. We've been busy talking to those others on the road.
Yep, and by this time, it is about midday. You guys departed in the morning and kind of began your conversations around there, and it's getting a little past afternoon now.
So, do you want to go to Ranby, or we could find Viren, or we could find. I haven't seen Dax in a little while.
Interesting. Yes, I think I saw him heading to the back of the caravan train.
Well, let's go back. She'll just give like a passing wave to the people that we pass. Hi, neighbors. Bye, neighbors.
Hi, bye.
Hey. Eleanor, do you mind doing me a favor later tonight?
Sure. Oh, yes.
Very
Sure.
subtly, can you ask Where what her favorite flower and scent is?
Sure, yeah. That's
Be subtle about it.
Subtle is my specialty. Just so you know, her flaw is that she can't keep a secret to save her life or anybody else's life.
I don't know this, but I
dear.
look around at my other traveling companions. My options are limited.
He's got Ranby, and she's just like, flowers? What kind? Where would just be like,
Yeah,
I can
like,
just see Ranby's character.
Daxley would probably give me some mushrooms.
Or some cheese.
Yeah. Stinkiest cheese.
I'll say she likes a nice sticky cheese for the lady.
She has a squeaky voice. Maybe she likes cheese.
Oh my
You,
gosh.
you see Daxley and Randasir just like chilling, and then when you arrive, you like give each other a head nod, like, yeah, what's up?
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
Right, yeah,
I
when you
found
guys come down here, you still see this one guy staring off into the distance. Daxley is riding happily next to it, and you can see this other man sitting here carefully counting his coins, making sure that everybody's looking.
Is it Radixer that's counting his coins?
It is Lai Anguston, this guy.
Okay, that guy. Ellie definitely wants to talk to this Radixer guy because he looks super cool.
All right. Let me pop him up. All right, and when you approach him, he is just staring into the distance.
Hi, neighbor. Well, extended neighbor. I came a long way to get here.
And he kind of looks at you, and you think you maybe see a hint of a smile beneath his beard, but you're not quite sure. It twitches a little bit, and he gives you a little nod. And he looks back into the distance.
You have a lot of papers and books, and I love papers and books.
And he just kind of like shrugs this thing up just a little bit tighter and kind of looks and then looks back.
Are you a scholar? Do you like to read? Are they maps? Oh, maybe they're maps. That would be cool.
And he does pull, he kind of like looks and thinks for a second, and he goes. And he reaches over and he pulls out a map. And it's like a very, very detailed map of Baldur's Gate.
Whoa! That's the coolest map I've ever seen.
Just like usually any kind of maps that you would find from people around here are not super detailed. But you notice that this has like every last thing down to it. Like every shop is named. Some of them even have the owners of the shops written on it. It's a very, very detailed map.
Did you make that yourself?
And you see like a little bit of pink. And he goes,
Whoa. You're awesome.
oh, and he just like kind of does a little.
I have to ask you a question, and I'm sorry if it's rude. My mom always tells me I'm not very nice. Or, not that I'm not nice, it's just that I'm kind of a little nosy, you know? Can you talk?
And he looks and he goes,
Okay, just wanted to make sure because, I just really like to talk, and sometimes I talk so much, and if you can't talk and I'm just like talking away, I didn't want to be rude.
and he just does like a little shrug, and then just like kind of, you think he looks a little happier, and he's just kind of staring in the distance, like he doesn't mind you talking. He's just hanging out.
Well, we are 1, 2, 3 wagons up, and we're having a party tonight, and you should join us.
Oh, and he kind of looks down, and he's just like,
We have wine.
hmm.
No? Oh, well, that's a shame because you seem like you would really like my friends. Yeah, and that we would be friends. And so then my friends would be your friends, and we'd all be friends.
And he does like a little shrug. Like he seems happy and like he likes you, but he doesn't want to go hang out with a bunch of people.
All right, well, maybe I'll just come back and visit you. And you could show me more of your books and your maps.
And
Yeah?
he does like a quick little excited nod.
Okay, deal, plan. And she'll hop back off and go find Nate.
And he goes back to gazing in the distance, swaying just a little bit happier.
Daxley's just so happy to be next to surface gnomes, but he sees like 2 extreme examples right here. He's like, ew. Looking at the rich dandy guy, he's like this quiet like student. He's like, I guess I'm not quite a surface gnome.
Yeah, I don't quite fit in with other gnomes. How was, did you enjoy your time talking with the gnomes?
I did. Well, let's move up a little bit further. I didn't talk to the guy that was counting his coin because I'm not really into that kind of person, Like, we know you have money. We can see it. You don't need to flaunt it.
It's rude to interrupt
And
somebody.
like when you think you hear that, when you say that, you kind of think you hear a little and like a jingling of coin.
Gnomish ears, almost as keen as gnomes' noses.
But there's a guy in the back, a very nice gnome, and he had, I think I saw at least a book, and he had all these scrolls, and one of them was a map, and it was the coolest map I've ever seen. It had everything from town, like the theater we went to. It had the theater. It had all of the taverns we went to. It had the library. It was really cool.
Interesting. I'm curious if he has maps of the locations that we're heading. Maybe there's an advantage we can seek through them. Keep that in mind.
You can think of that. You're very smart, Nate. I'm glad we're friends.
Eleanor, I think we're going to get along just fine.
Between you and me, the other people in our group are a little scary.
Well, we have yet to get to know all the layers of them. I'm sure they're deeper people.
Just like parfaits. Lots of layers.
I don't like to look stupid, even though I'm not exactly sure what a parfait is, but I won't exactly acknowledge that at the moment.
Halflings have like advanced like the dessert technology. That's like it's like their top R&D scientists. Like, what have you done? I put whipped cream in layers of chocolate and nuts. Brilliant! Get this man a grant.
You must get to the delicious fudgy center.
I mean, her family is like musicians for rich people, so I imagine she's had such good desserts in her life.
Oh yeah.
Dessert is her thing. All right. I should probably get back to work for a little bit because I'm getting paid kind of a lot of money.
Yeah, your boss is kind of like looking around, like
He'll come like running back up.
he's just had Rand be next to him like all day.
You've been running security checks.
I met all of our neighbors, and good news, I didn't find a single enchantress.
A single enchantress. I love it. And with that, once you guys get back to the cart, you spend about another hour or so, and it becomes evening, and the day is uneventful. And the group of caravans finds a easy spot to pull over in, and they go down for the evening. And we will call it there tonight, guys.
All right.